Checking to make sure I'm live, posting, ready, and we are live. Hi everyone. I know I didn't mention that I would be doing a Facebook Live, but it's one of those things that just comes to me when I'm inspired, and I can't always time when I'm going to be inspired. So here I am, and I want to talk. So can you talk? You want to talk? If you're watching this video after, please leave comments or let me know with the little symbols of the little emojis. That'd be awesome. So I want to talk about feelings and communication. First of all, I want to address the fact that I have not been very active on social media, at least for a good month-ish, all year. It's kind of been on and off, and I had told myself that I was going to commit to really be an avid poster this year for my business, and definitely to this group, because this group is really important to me. However, life happens, right? So I stopped posting on Facebook a lot, and actually there have been days where I don't even, like, I might check in once a day just to see my notifications and to see what's been going on, but nothing has been more important right now than to get my life together. So I will digress. I stopped. Why did I stop posting? Number one, because I wanted to take care of me. There was a lot of things that have happened. I've put my family first. I've put myself first because I'm all about self-care, and I love to practice what I preach. And who would I be if I was a hypocrite and didn't? And, told you all about self-care, and yet I was too stressed out, or I was too just beating myself up, or overworking, or being overwhelmed because I wasn't taking care of myself. So I really stopped a lot of things and started to get back to the basics of what's important for me, and what's important for my life at this time. And so other things took a priority right now. And okay, just making sure that we're live. So yes, took care of me. Family became more of a priority, and I began to listen to my body, began to listen to my intuition. I began to connect with the divine, of course, and stay grounded. Really, really stay grounded. That was the most important thing, because when I'm not grounded, and I don't know if this happens to you, then I'm not the right person. I flip out on people. If I get upset, then I take it out on the person that doesn't deserve it, or I have to figure out why I'm upset. Maybe it's something that happened when I was driving, or maybe it was something that happened in the past. So the reason why I'm doing this Facebook Live is to discuss all about feelings and communication. And why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to tell someone that you are upset, to tell someone that you feel resentful, to tell someone how much you love them? What is the definition of, not what is the definition, but why? What is the reason? I know we all have amazing people in our life, and I know that we all have our families that don't always act in the way that we want them to, right? And so that creates a trigger. It could create anger sometimes. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm avid in regards to making sure that I tell someone how much they mean to me, or what they mean to me, often, when I can. I mean, obviously, you can't tell everybody all day and go around and be magical and be butterflies and spread glitter, although I can pretend that I can sometimes. And so the reason why I'm even bringing that up is because one of the main reasons why I did get off of Facebook, and why I've had to take some time, and excuse me if I get emotional, but this is kind of like the first time that I'm being a lot more public about it. And even then, it's just in the group right now. I might share this video later. is because one of my youngest brother passed away this year, and so um, it was unexpected, of course, and it was um, in a way that anyway, that nobody should ever have to transition over to the other side. I'm a little jealous of my brother, I'm not going to lie, because he gets to go to heaven first and he gets to see Jesus and spend time with him and see what it's like on the other side. And I'm like, I want to see, but I'm cool. I'm not like, let's go tomorrow. Um, but anyway, he was 24 and he is definitely loved and always remembered by obviously my family and his friends. So that was one of the main reasons why I kind of stopped and had to decide of what was really important. And everyone takes grief, um, handles grief differently. Sometimes it hits you all at once, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people are nervous, sometimes people can't deal with it. Sometimes, everyone is just different. And so there's no right way, there's no wrong way. And it's funny because during the situation, like when you're going through it in the middle of it, right when you find out when someone's passed and it's someone that you really love, like my brother, um, and you're going through the funeral proceedings and you're preparing everything. It's like there's no time to, and there's no manual to figure out what's going on. And so I think it's normal for everyone to feel a lot of guilt. It's normal to question a lot of things like, oh my gosh, what was the last thing I said to him or to her? Um, if whoever that is for in your own life. And grieving isn't always just death of a loved one, like someone dying. It's also like when you break up in a relationship. It's grieving when I'm a daughter and the relationship that I had with my dad is no longer one of me being a little girl and now I'm a woman. And so, there's certain things that women don't do with their dads anymore that they used to when they were little. We don't touch anymore as much, like kiss and hug. I mean, obviously occasionally when I see him, but it's different, right? When you're a little girl, or at least for me, when I was a little girl, my dad was like my hero, my superhero, my king, my everything and everything. Even my mom told me the other day when she would dress me, I would be like, I don't want you, I want daddy. And so, there's a grief of that, and nobody ever takes time, or we don't always think about the ending of things. And I don't want this to be just a sad thing, but um, I want to go back to the communication. What is all about? What are the reasons that we don't communicate in an honest way with each other? And I mean in all relationships. And if you've heard me talk before, I have this little, not little, but it's it's a diagram, and in the middle it's a heart, and it's you, right? So communicating with yourself is so, so, so important. Like, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling inspired? Like, do I really want to do this Facebook video, even though I had the idea about 25 minutes ago, but I hadn't done it for so long. So it took me like, so long just to set this up. And I'm like, okay, am I still inspired? Inspired? Do I still want to do this? And so, on a daily basis, if I want to go to sleep early, am I listening to my body? Or you know what, maybe I have a couple more hours in me and I want to hash some stuff out at work, for work, or I want to set something up, or I want to make a call, I want to have a conversation. Do I really want to talk to my best friend right now? Or am I in the right place? Am I in the right place? So communication with self, so important, so, so, so important. So how often are you checking in with yourself? How often are you actually asking yourself when you're doing something or about to do something, is this something that I really want to do? I'm just taking a deep breath and letting that sink in. And giving yourself permission to say, you know what, I don't want to do this, and it's okay. It is okay if I don't want to go to this family party because I feel like I'm in a funk. And if you watch my videos, you'll see I have cara de fuchi. Like, I don't like to be Karafuchi because I don't like who I am when I'm in a bad mood. I don't like having a stank face and being bitchy to someone who has no reason for they didn't do anything wrong to me, or they didn't. I mean, there's no reason. So giving yourself permission, acknowledging, being aware, like just number one. So back to the diagram, after the heart of yourself, then it's your close peeps, right? So your family and your friends. And some we know more family, some families you're closer to than others. Some friends might feel closer like family than your actual family. Um, but then again, communicating with them. Why is it so hard to have a conversation with someone? Because we don't want to deal, because we don't want to go through the drama, because they might not be willing to listen. That person might not be willing to be open minded enough to hear what you have to say, and you're tired of repeating yourself, right? I get that. I totally get that. However, you know, I had a few years ago, I had a situation with my dad where we have these blowout arguments every so often. And thank the Lord, I'm so grateful and so blessed that I've done so much work that it doesn't happen so often now. I love my dad. He is such a soulmate in the sense of he teaches me in ways that only would happen if he butts heads with me. You know what I mean? You know how one of your parents probably does that with you, or maybe both of them, or maybe your partner, or maybe your best friend, or whoever it is in your life. But there's someone that just challenges you, like, no, I want to be right, but I have to get my point across. But that, I got to get my reasons, and I'm not communicating. So it forces you, Chan. You want to just like kind of win an argument, but not because of your ego, because you have valid points. You just are not able to articulate them. And that's frustrating. And so for parents with teenagers, or if you're watching and you're a teenager and you have your mom who doesn't listen, or vice versa, parents, it's really difficult for, I remember being a teenager and just thinking, oh my God, I can't say what I want to say, and my feelings are just like expand and expand, that it would just create tears, and I'd get so angry that I would be crying because of the reasons that I couldn't say what I wanted to say. That was frustrating. That is so frustrating. Right? I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to articulate. I couldn't express, and then at the end of this argument, it was just the parent telling me what to do and not feeling understood, completely not feeling understood. My feelings weren't validated. I was like, you don't understand. You don't want to understand. And so what happens? I would just shut them out, just shut my dad out. And that's what happens. That's what happens with a lot of our child relationships, right? I know this because I am a daughter, and I know what it's like as an adult and as a child to have conversations with my parents and to be frustrated. But as I've gotten older and I've learned how to communicate, then it's helped. It's helped because I've chosen to actually have a relationship with my parents, which, some kids, I mean, I know friends that don't talk to their parents, have said, bye bye, don't come into this house anymore. You're not allowed, and I don't ever want to see you again. And there are times when that happens. So why is it so important, and why is it so hard to say our feelings? Number one, because we're not being honest with ourselves. So again, just giving yourself permission to be honest with yourself, giving yourself permission to be aware of your feelings and to acknowledge them and to take care of yourself. And in communicating, going back to the story I was telling you with my dad, where we had these sometimes big brawls, and then not really fist fight or anything like that. No, no, no. Just drama, going back and forth, arguing. It's gotten to the point where it had gotten to that point before where we were just arguing probably for like an hour, and I was trying to get my point across, and he wasn't understanding, and then we were going just back and forth, and then I started doing what I started acting how he was acting and communicating how he was communicating, and then he didn't like it, and I was like, okay, I only did that to prove a point. to tell you that this is how you're communicating with me. And I literally was just almost blue in the face, tired of talking, tired of arguing, tired of trying to get my expression across, my emotions, my feelings, my points on a wall that was just like sliding. It was like when you slide, you throw spaghetti at the wall to see if it sticks. Nothing was sticking. Spaghetti wasn't sticking at all. And I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? What do I want? What do I want with my dad? Like, what kind of relationship? Number one, do I even want to, like, am I willing to let it go? And it was at that moment that I realized this is what unconditional love is. Like, no matter what happens, no matter how much he pisses me off, no matter how much I just don't want to even talk to him, or no matter how much he angers me and he pushes me, I will always love my dad and I will never not want to have him in my life and continue a relationship. And I thought, you know what? If this is what it's going to be like, then this is not the kind of relationship that I want with my dad, but I choose it because I love him. And I realize that's what unconditional love is. And those conversations are not easy. So communicating, going back to my brother that has passed away, there's so many other things that I could have said to him. I don't feel guilty because that doesn't serve me. But I have had so many people in my life leave, whether it's relationships or whether it's just people, friendships, people that have passed away unexpectedly. And I make it a point. I make it a point to tell the people that I love if they run through my mind, just text them and say, "Hey, you're on my mind. Hope you're good. Miss you. Love you. Thinking about you." Or having a conversation and saying, "Hey, there's something on my mind that I want to talk to you about, and I don't know how you're going to take it." And saying, "You know what? My feelings are not being validated right now." So I know this has been a lengthier Facebook Live. I hope it's been helpful. If you do want more information on on tools to communicate, let me know with who. Like, is it your dad? Is it your mom? Is it your child, your teenage daughter? Is it your sibling? Is it your best friend? Like, I've probably had a conversation with everyone. um, and just because I don't have children doesn't mean I don't have nieces and nephews, and doesn't mean that I haven't experienced the same conversation with a different relationship. So um, definitely post comments and let me know, or reach out. Reach out if you don't want to post and make it public on the group, um, or under this video, then reach out. I'm available. You can find me on all social media if you don't have my cell phone number, and let me know what's going on with you. And I'd be more than happy to let's do a consultation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk. Let's get you to a situation where you feel like you can give yourself permission and really love yourself and not be a hypocrite, not say something and mean another, or say something and do the opposite right when you walk away. It's like people that go to church and the minute they just so mean to other people, driving away from the parking lot. No integrity in that. No integrity. Anyway, enough on that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lending your ear. I really appreciate it. I hope this has been valuable to you. If it has, definitely leave, like I said, a comment, and I look forward to connecting. Okay. Happy Tuesday. Have a great day. Make it a great week. Today is the official birthday month countdown if you're watching it live, or on March 21st. Okay. Talk to you soon. Toodaloo.